One quiet night, a 73-year-old man went to bed like he always did. And never woke up. To the people who loved him, it felt sudden, shocking, and cruel. But when they looked more closely at his life, they realized something heartbreaking. For years, he had been brushing off several small bedtime habits that quietly put more and more strain on his heart, his breathing, and his sleep, until one night, his body simply couldn't keep up. If you're over 70, or you love someone who is, this kind of story can be terrifying. You might lie in bed at night and think, what if that happens to me? What if I go to sleep and just don't wake up? Maybe you feel your heart beat a little stronger sometimes, or you notice you're more short of breath when you lie down. Maybe you stay up late in front of the TV, or snack right before bed, telling yourself, I've always done this, it's fine. But deep down, you may wonder, are these habits still safe for me at my age? You are not alone in these fears. Many older adults quietly worry about dying in their sleep, but they don't know what to change, or they've been told, if your time is up, it's up. The truth is more complicated, and more hopeful. While nobody can control everything, there are bedtime habits that put extra stress on an aging body. And there are others that support calmer, safer rest. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 bedtime habits you must avoid after 70, habits that may seem small or harmless, but can increase the risk of heart strain, breathing problems, nighttime confusion, and dangerous nighttime emergencies. By the end of this video, you'll know which common bedtime routines can quietly work against your health, and how to replace them with gentler habits that respect your heart, your brain, and your need for truly restorative sleep. And stay with me until the very end, because the 5th habit we'll talk about is one many older adults never think about, even though it may be one of the most important if you want to reduce your chances of a sudden nighttime crisis. Now, let's get started. Number 1, going to bed with an overloaded body. After 70, your body doesn't handle just one more thing the way it used to, especially at night. One of the most dangerous bedtime habits is going to bed with your system working overtime. A huge late dinner, salty snacks, sugary desserts, caffeine, or hours of intense TV or phone scrolling right before sleep. When you eat a heavy meal late in the evening, your body has to work hard to digest it. Your heart pumps faster, your blood sugar rises and falls, and your stomach can push upward, making it harder to breathe comfortably when you lie down. Add in caffeine or stimulating shows, and your nervous system can be revved up at the very time your heart and brain are asking for rest. When you were 30 or 40, you might have been able to shrug this off. But after 70, your heart, blood vessels, and lungs often have less reserve. What once was no big deal can now add more strain than you realize, especially during the quiet hours of the night when nobody is watching and you're not awake enough to notice warning signs. Think of Leonard, who was 71. He loved his late-night routine, a big dinner, a salty snack while watching the news, and sometimes a sweet dessert before bed. He told himself he'd earned it. He often felt heavy and a little short of breath when he lay down, but he brushed it off. I just ate too much, he would say. One day, his doctor explained that his heart was already working hard and that big late meals, especially heavy and salty ones, were forcing his body to push even harder at night. Leonard took it seriously. He began eating dinner earlier, kept his portions more modest, and chose lighter snacks in the evening. Over time, he noticed his sleep became deeper and his nighttime discomfort eased. The point isn't that you can never enjoy food. It's that after 70, the timing and size of what you eat matters more than ever, especially before bed. Giving your body a few hours to digest before you lie down can protect your heart, your breathing, and your sleep. You don't have to be perfect. You might simply move your largest meal earlier in the day, choose lighter evening meals, or swap heavy late-night snacks for something gentler. Even small changes can dial down the strain on your body while you sleep. Ask yourself, am I asking my heart and stomach to work overtime while I sleep, and could I give them a break by changing my evening habits? Number 2, using alcohol or nightcaps to knock yourself out. Many older adults quietly rely on a little something to help them sleep, a glass of wine, a shot of liquor, or a stronger drink they call a nightcap. It can feel harmless, even comforting. It relaxes me, they say. It helps me fall asleep. And it's true that alcohol can make you drowsy at first. But after 70, this bedtime habit can be much more dangerous than it seems. Alcohol doesn't give you healthy sleep. It sedates your brain, interferes with the normal sleep cycle, and can relax the muscles in your throat and chest in a way that worsens snoring and sleep apnea. It can drop your blood pressure, change your heart rhythm, and disturb your breathing, especially in the early morning hours when your body is already at its most vulnerable. Now imagine adding alcohol to medications many older adults already take: pills for blood pressure, anxiety, depression, pain, or sleep. The combination can be especially risky. Together, they can slow breathing too much, confuse the brain, and make it harder for your body to wake up if something starts to go wrong. Consider Daniel, 72, who had trouble falling asleep. For years, he poured himself just a little drink before bed. As he got older, a little quietly became more. He noticed he woke up groggy, with a dry mouth and a pounding heart at 3 or 4 a.m. His daughter found empty bottles in the recycling and gently encouraged him to talk with his doctor. When he did, he was shocked to learn how much his nightcap was stressing his body at night, especially combined with his other medications. Slowly, with support, Daniel cut back on alcohol and eventually stopped using it as a sleep aid. He replaced it with a calming evening routine, a warm shower, a light snack if needed, relaxing music, and a regular bedtime. It wasn't magic, and it took time, but the morning palpitations eased, his sleep pattern steadied, and he felt more in control of his nights. If you're over 70 and you rely on alcohol to fall asleep, it's important to understand that your body is not the same as it once was. What felt safe decades ago can be dangerous now, especially for your heart and breathing. Ask yourself, am I using alcohol to force sleep, and is it time to talk with someone I trust about safer ways to rest at night? If you're still listening, comment the number 2 below so we know you're here. And if these conversations matter to you, consider subscribing. Your support helps us keep creating videos like this for older adults and their families. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, ignoring nighttime breathing problems and snoring. Another bedtime habit that can be dangerous after 70 is simply pretending your breathing at night is no big deal. Loud snoring, gasping for air, waking up choking, or feeling short of breath when you lie flat are not just annoyances, they can be signs that your body is struggling to get enough oxygen during sleep. Conditions like sleep apnea, heart failure, and chronic lung disease can all show themselves most clearly at night. When you lie down, fluid can shift, your airway can narrow, and your breathing muscles have to work harder. If you have a habit of flattening yourself out in bed even when you feel breathless, or if your partner has told you that you stop breathing in your sleep and you shrug it off, you might be ignoring one of the most important warnings your body can give. Think of Harold, 75. He snored so loudly that his wife sometimes slept in another room. She noticed that he'd go quiet for several seconds and then gasp loudly. Harold laughed it off as just snoring. He often woke up with a dry mouth, a headache, and a feeling of exhaustion he couldn't explain. Eventually, his doctor convinced him to do a sleep study. The results showed severe sleep apnea. His breathing stopped and restarted many times a night, putting huge stress on his heart and brain. With treatment and changes to his sleeping position, Harold's nights improved. He used more pillows to elevate his upper body, followed the plan his doctor gave him, and made small changes to his weight and habits. Over time, he felt clearer, more rested, and less afraid of what might happen while he slept. Not everyone with snoring or nighttime shortness of breath will have a life-threatening condition, but these signs are never something to ignore, especially after 70. If lying flat makes you feel like you can't breathe, or if you wake up gasping, it's your body's way of saying, please pay attention. You can support your breathing by avoiding big meals and alcohol before bed, keeping your head and chest slightly elevated if recommended, and asking your doctor whether you should be checked for sleep apnea or other breathing problems. Ask yourself, have I been treating my nighttime snoring or breathlessness as a joke, when it might actually be a serious message from my body? Number 4, taking sedatives or extra pills at bedtime without careful review. A quiet but very dangerous bedtime habit after 70 is reaching for pills, especially sedating ones, without a clear plan from a trusted healthcare provider. This can include prescription sleeping pills, anti-anxiety medications, strong painkillers, over-the-counter sleep aids, or just one more dose of something you already take during the day. As we age, our bodies process medications differently. The same dose that felt mild at 50 can be too strong at 75. Sedating medications can slow your breathing, lower your blood pressure, confuse your thinking, and make it harder for your body to wake up if something goes wrong in the night. When combined with alcohol or other medicines, the risks increase even more. Consider Gloria, 78. She had trouble falling asleep and sometimes woke up in the middle of the night feeling anxious. Her doctor had given her a prescription for a mild anti-anxiety pill to use sparingly. But over time, Gloria began taking it more often, and she sometimes added an over-the-counter sleep aid on top. Just for tonight, she'd tell herself. Some nights she also had a small drink. She began waking up very groggy, unsteady on her feet, and more confused than usual. One morning, she nearly fell on the way to the bathroom. Her daughter noticed the pattern and gently urged her to talk honestly with her doctor about everything she was taking. When they reviewed all of her medications, they realized that her bedtime cocktail was far too strong for her current age and health. With careful guidance, Gloria cut back and adjusted her medicines. She learned other ways to manage anxiety and sleep, breathing exercises, a calming routine, and changes to her environment. Her mind felt clearer in the morning, and her nights felt safer. If you're over 70, taking pills on your own at bedtime, especially extra doses, borrowed medications, or combinations you haven't discussed with a doctor or pharmacist, is a habit you cannot afford to ignore. Bedtime is not the time to experiment. You deserve relief from pain and anxiety, and medicines can be helpful when used correctly. But safety must come first. Ask yourself, do I know exactly what I'm taking at night and why, or have my pills quietly become a mix that could be putting me at risk while I sleep? Number 5. Going to bed while ignoring new warning signs, hoping sleep will fix them. This last habit may be the most important of all, and it's one many older adults fall into without realizing it, not taking new or worsening symptoms seriously in the evening, and deciding to just sleep it off. After 70, your body has fewer extra reserves. New chest discomfort, unusual shortness of breath, sudden dizziness, confusion, a severe headache, or strange weakness are not things to wait and see overnight. Yet many people feel a new symptom in the evening, don't want to bother anyone, and tell themselves, if it's still there in the morning, I'll do something. Sometimes that works out. But other times, the body needed help hours earlier. Think about the 73-year-old man we spoke about at the beginning. In the days leading up to his last night, his family remembered that he had mentioned feeling a little off. He brushed it off as indigestion, stress, or just being tired. He felt some pressure in his chest one evening but decided not to say anything. I'll be fine after a good night's sleep, he thought. He never got the chance to find out. Now consider Henry, 78. One night, he felt a heavy pressure in his chest that he had never felt before. He started to tell himself the same story, it's just something I ate. I'll sleep it off. But something in him hesitated. He remembered a friend who had ignored similar signs. Instead of climbing into bed, Henry told his wife, and they called for help. At the hospital, doctors told him he was having a heart attack. Because he came in when he did, they were able to treat it. It wasn't an easy road, but Henry survived, and he got more time with the people he loved. The difference between these two stories is not luck alone. It is the choice to respect warning signs instead of burying them under the covers and hoping they disappear in the night. If you notice something new and worrying in the evening, intense chest pain, trouble breathing, sudden confusion, or anything that feels not like me, your safest bedtime habit is to speak up. Call a family member, use your emergency button if you have one, or seek medical help right away. It's far better to be told you're okay than to stay silent and miss your chance for help. Sleep is healing when your body is basically stable. But when your body is waving a red flag, sleep is not a cure. Ignoring that flag and going to bed anyway is a habit that can turn a survivable problem into a final one. Ask yourself, do I have a habit of hiding new symptoms and hoping they'll be gone by morning, or am I willing to protect my life by asking for help when my body says something is wrong? These 5 bedtime habits: going to bed with an overloaded body, using alcohol to knock yourself out, ignoring nighttime breathing problems, taking sedating pills without careful review, and brushing off new warning signs as nothing may seem small or harmless in the moment. But after 70, they can quietly add up to more stress on your heart, your lungs, and your brain than your body can safely handle. You cannot control everything that happens while you sleep. No one can. But you can choose to go to bed in a way that respects the body that's carried you this far. By changing even 1 or 2 of these habits, you give yourself a better chance of many more mornings, waking up, opening your eyes, and greeting another day. We've just talked about 5 bedtime habits you must avoid after 70. Going to bed with an overloaded body, heavy late meals, salty snacks, sugar, and stimulation. Using alcohol or nightcaps to force yourself to sleep. Ignoring nighttime breathing problems and loud snoring. Taking sedating pills or extra medications at bedtime without careful review. Brushing off new warning signs in the evening and hoping sleep will fix them. On their own, each of these might seem small. You might even think, I've done that for years and I'm still here. But after 70, your body is not the same as it used to be. Your heart, lungs, and brain don't have the same extra wiggle room. The habits you carry into bed can either support your body's efforts to rest and repair, or quietly work against it when you're at your most vulnerable. If you recognized yourself in any of these patterns, remember this: the purpose of this video is not to scare you. It's to wake you up in a different way, not from sleep, but from the belief that nothing I do matters now. The truth is more hopeful. Your future is not set in stone, even after 70. You may not be able to control everything that happens while you sleep, but you can absolutely influence how you arrive at bedtime. You can choose whether your heart is working overtime on a giant late meal, whether your breathing is being slowed by alcohol or too many sedating pills, and whether you listen when your body says, "Something is wrong tonight." Small, wise changes can make a big difference: eating a lighter dinner and finishing it a bit earlier. Letting go of the nightcap and building a calming routine instead. Asking your doctor about snoring, gasping, or feeling short of breath when lying flat. Reviewing every pill you take at night with someone you trust, no secrets, no guessing. Respecting new symptoms instead of hiding them, especially in the evening. You don't have to become perfect. You don't have to change everything at once. Even changing one bedtime habit can help your body rest more safely and deeply. So ask yourself, which of these 5 habits feels most familiar to me? Is it the heavy dinners, the nightcap, the snoring, the pills, or the "I'll sleep it off" thinking? Then ask, what is one small change I can start this week to give myself a better chance of waking up tomorrow morning? It might be choosing a lighter meal, skipping that extra drink, propping yourself up a bit more, or telling someone you trust about a symptom you've been hiding. These are not small things. They are acts of respect for your own life. Thank you for joining us today and for caring enough about your future to have this conversation. In the comments below, share one bedtime habit you're ready to change and how you plan to make your nights safer and more restful, for yourself or for someone you love. Your story might be exactly what another older adult needs to hear to make a life-saving change. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend or family member, especially someone over 70 who might be sleeping with habits that no longer serve them. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire older adults and their families. Thank you for watching. Take gentle care of yourself tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.